Dan, the promotion of Bubba Chandler, at first blush, we were pumped here, and then 2 seconds later, we realized he's going to be used in a bulk relief role. Does that make sense to you?
On the surface, no. You turn your head to the side. But then as I heard the news coming into the ballpark today, I was listening to you guys, and I haven't taken a dive into this. I do wonder about, from an innings and workload perspective, they're being conscious of all of that, right? And they're moving a lot of pieces around, not only apparently for Chandler, and I don't know this to be true, but this is just my speculation, wondering, because when something doesn't make sense, well, okay, what's the how and the why? You start diving into that. And where I go with it is, I think that it's probably workload management, number one, as a big possibility and driving factor here. Secondly, he's coming up to the big leagues not exactly with a full head of steam or with a bunch of success. He's not blowing the doors off of guys the way that you would otherwise see somebody in a true meritocracy setup get promoted to the big leagues. So is this maybe more just a put him in a conducive environment, 1 inning, maybe 2 inning sample sizes where he can dip his toe into the water, see what major league bats tell you, and then, you know, take those notes, that feedback. Does he go back down to AAA? Does he stay up here? Do we use the sample size going into the offseason? Those are just my that's my own speculation, because, again, look at these AAA numbers. If he's not really in an efficient manner turning over a AAA lineup, imagine if you did say, okay, go out, try to give us 4 or 5 innings and get through the Blue Jays lineup 2 times. That's probably, based on what we've learned in AAA, that's probably not going to work out as planned. So those are my 2, I guess, reasons to try to answer something that doesn't, on the surface, make a ton of sense.
But do you think, Dan, that that's more beneficial to put him, I guess, more so in like a Braxton Ashcraft role that we saw earlier this year, rather than just throw him to the Wolves and see what you got from him? Do you think it's better for confidence, for the Major League staff wants to work with him?
Probably, because, again, we're talking about a really young guy. He's not a college guy. He's a high school guy. And say what you want about the high school guys, there are maturity, growth issues, adversity things that you want to see guys go through. And, of course, he's gone through some of that at the AAA level. There's probably some things with his pitches that are really good, maybe not so good. And what sort of feedback do you get at the big league level in a shorter spurt, rather than just have him go out there and go 2/3 of an inning or 2 1/3? And remember, like, you still have to manage an actual game. So if you do run him out there and he has a start like Johan Oviedo did when he first came back, throwing 43 pitches in the first inning, he's done after the first, and then all of a sudden you get 8 innings that you have to cover in a game. Well, that, for lack of a better term, that screwed the Pirates for the rest of the homestand last time they were here. And they were fighting uphill. They didn't have an off day. So you've got those variables as well, if you're Don Kelly, that you have to kind of figure out. So, I mean, he's a piece to the puzzle. All of the things that we just sort of laid out, these are just all my speculations here as to why they're going about it this way. And I guess as I talk through it, maybe it does make some sense. Have I made it make more sense to you, Joe or Austin? I'm guessing you're going to say no.
No. Austin?
Not really. No, I'd rather see him start, Dan. I really would. I'd rather see him go 4 or 5 innings against this Blue Jays lineup and see what he has.
Well, yes, you want to see him go 4 or 5 innings, but can he, based on what you've seen and read and what the data is telling? I'm surprised that he's been brought up, period.
Yeah, based on how he's been doing lately, I tend to agree.
Yeah, so why? So then why, if he's not doing it well in that form and fashion in AAA, what would lead you to believe, outside of just your curiosity, that is the practical way to go about anything at the big league level?
I don't know. It
Clearly,
just seems odd.
Think he's going to have success at the big league level, doing the same thing that he did in the AAA level. I'm shocked that he's up here to begin with, because I'm sure there's a few boxes and areas on a number of different fronts that he needs to check at AAA before we're going to let him face big league hitters. But I guess if curiosity is going to kill the cat here, you bring him up and put him in the bullpen and try to do it that way. That's the only reason I can think and guess.